It is time to vote, Texas. There are just 3 days left to cast your ballot early in the November election, and we're continuing our deep dive looking at the 17 proposed amendments to the state constitution that all Texas voters are weighing in on. Today, let's talk about two props that have widespread support because they would increase homestead exemptions. We'll start with Prop 11. Here's what you'll see on the ballot. The constitutional amendment authorizing the legislature to increase the amount of the exemption from ad valorem taxation by a school district of the market value of the residence homestead of a person who is elderly or disabled. During the 2023 legislative session, lawmakers voted to increase the property tax exemption to $100,000. But the additional exemption given to Texans ages 65 and older and those who are disabled didn't change. It stayed at $10,000. If this prop passes, the additional savings given to seniors and the disabled would increase to $60,000, saving the average older Texan about $450 on their school tax bill every year. A lot of older and disabled Texans are on fixed income, so as property values across the state increase, it can be harder for seniors to stay in their homes. Supporters say this would help, and school districts won't lose any money because the state would put in more money to make up the difference. That's also the case if Prop 13 passes. Here's what that prop says. The constitutional amendment to increase the amount of the exemption of residence homesteads from ad valorem taxation by a school district from $100,000 to $140,000. This one, pretty easy to understand. And earlier this year, I talked with the author of the bill, State Senator Paul Betancourt, about the impact it would have.
Well, the key component of SB 4 is that it raises the homestead exemption. When a homeowner gets a higher homestead exemption, it means they pay less. And on school taxes, it's really important. We've had a great run at raising the homestead exemption up to $100,000, but now we're going to go another 40%, raise it up to $140,000, and that saves the average home $363 a year, every year, for the rest of their lives.
If both of these propositions pass, Texas seniors and the disabled would get a property tax exemption of $200,000, which means a supermajority of seniors won't have to pay any school taxes. Again, supporters say this provides real tax relief for Texans, but opponents warn if there's an economic downturn and Texas is faced with a budget deficit instead of a surplus, lawmakers could cut funding to public schools. After all, it happened back in 2011. The choice, though, is up to you to vote, Texas.